Just thought I'd get live here so we have something kind of interesting playing out, which would be interesting to see what happens here. I took a very small scalp here, just based on the fact that we were at the low of this high volume node. Grab our drawing tool over here. Very small scalp. I've been taking scalps all day, but yeah, we're in this high volume node here. This is where the fight is really happening between bulls and bears. Bulls lose this. Could be really interesting to the short side if this happens within the next 40 to 50 minutes here. So just to show my accounts all up today, trading these patterns. I'm looking for us to break either this swing low here or this swing high here to tell me which direction to go. If we break this swing low down here, like I said, should be quite interesting. And we should see us kind of tumble at least down to the 787 level, but probably further down to 747 or so. So should be some good opportunity here. But whatever happens, it needs to happen quick. If we're going to hold this level here again, might try to hop in long. Bulls are trying. Bulls came in. That's the second entry. If we get a third entry down here, third green bar, try and get in here. Let's try and get in there. Cancel that. That's not what I wanted to see there. All right. Now we'll give it a shot. Stop down below there. I'm going to trail it pretty tight. It's a 50K account, so if it does go in our favor, probably will want to do that. Got to manage the drawdown. Basically, I'm just looking to see this high volume node hold again. So far, not looking like it's going to. Let's see if we have a pattern going this way here. Just really favoring longs right at the moment. Entry serving as resistance here. So that high volume node's bouncing off of that for the moment. might have a short setup that we could take if we break this low. And then especially if we break below 798 here. Okay. It's probably just too shallow of a stop, but we'll see. Most likely we're going to come break 798 here. So I'm going to try and get in. So far, perfect entry here. So it needs to go all the way up there. So clearly bears are coming in where I expected them to come in. Let's just see if they give us the follow through that we need here. Got a little bit of a task ahead of us because, like I said, got to push out into this low volume area here. So bulls really have been trying to prop the market up in this zone. In fact, I don't think I want to be involved if they fail here. Yeah, it's hard to say. Just been in a range all day here. Not all day. Been in a range for the last couple hours. At the moment, the way this candle is forming, it appears we're trying to push out of this high volume area. Bulls may be exhausted. They've had multiple chances here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe probably wouldn't count this as fifth attempt here, but they obviously did push up there and didn't get very far, so maybe showing some weakness at this point. Definitely don't like the look of it at the moment. Always had kind of a tough task ahead of us trying to short near the low of a range, near the low of the high volume node. think I'm actually going to flip here if our stop gets hit. This will be our last, excuse me, last attempt here at a trade. Excuse me, at a trade on this pattern or on this part of the volume profile. Let's see if we can get her out around 29, 30. Got to get a breakout in one direction or the other here. I was betting on short for some reason. We will refuse a loss here at this point. Volume starts to thin out right above that 29 area, so that's why I'm trying to get out there. There we go. So glad I didn't kind of double down and get deeper into that trade there. Normally, that is where I'd want to average in. But we did not get the reaction that we were looking for at all. Volume started to pile up down there. And again, the context being at the low of that high volume node, which basically this is when you're trying to define the bounds of a range, this is really the most reliable way to do it rather than looking at wicks. Some people use like wicks on, let's say, a 5 minute or 15 minute or hourly chart. Use those wicks like if we did that over here, just as an example. This would be our maybe our area to buy, or maybe we go further in the day, we go like this. And, you know, that's fine. But that's subjective, because if you change, this is a 15-minute chart. If I change to a 5-minute chart, it's going to look different. Those wicks are going to be in different places. So what can we do to make it more objective? Well, we can look at the volume profile. Where does volume actually start to dry up? And that would be a better way to be objective, because we always want to try to be as objective as possible about the direction that the market is going, or what we think is going to happen. And most indicators, well, all indicators really are subjective depending on what chart you're looking at, right? Looking at a minute chart, you're looking at a tick chart, you're looking at a Renko chart, excuse me, those indicators are going to be telling you different things depending on which chart you're on. Volume profile, it can be subjective, right? Because somebody could be using profile per bar, in other words, a footprint chart. So somebody could be looking at volume that way, and that's a viable way to trade. But the most common is to look at the day's volume profile, and look at the profile for an entire day. So that is a lot more objective. Still not perfect, because everyone can filter these things differently, but it's a good way to try and measure that, or try and make that objective. Yeah, we really need a breakout here in one direction or the other, or we're going to be just getting chopped out of any trades. As I kind of said earlier, we really need a break above this level or below this level. I kind of tried to preempt it here, taking a short, but was unsuccessful. we have a narrowing pattern here. Alright, well, nothing interesting likely to happen. It looked like maybe something was going to happen, but now it looks like it's not, so I'll call it for the day. Later, y'all.